3, 2, 1. Welcome to The Peaceful Truth, the podcast where we talk about everything from women empowerment, feminism, and everything in between. You're joined by your co-hosts, Kenzie Meekback and
Megan Hohart.
Woohoo! All right. So, Megan, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Memorial Day weekend.
I know. Yeah. 3-day weekend and 3 podcast episodes is what we're filming today.
Yeah, it's a little cray, but it's good.
It's all good. We have a lot of good episodes, actually, that we're recording today, though.
Yep. I'm really excited for what Thursday is it going to come out? Next Thursday.
The one after this one, yeah. So keep a lookout. We have an interview with a special guest come in.
And she was amazing.
Amazing. She was awesome.
So, what you thought of this topic, and I think it's a good one.
Thanks. Yeah. So it's Harvey Weinstein. It's an update on this man. So if you don't know who Harvey Weinstein is, he's been in the news a lot, but he is he was a major Hollywood producer with his own company, but major, one of the biggest guys out there as far as movie producing. But several women made sexual harassment or assault allegations against him, which actually kind of began the Me Too movement, the hashtag movement, where people explained what they have gone through and just saying that they have also gone through sexual harassment type things. And it kind of spurred another little feminist movement, not little, sorry, didn't mean to phrase it like that, another feminist movement that has spurred a lot of women to come out and feel more comfortable with coming out and speaking out against different things that have occurred in their lives. So this movement has spurred several other reveals of men who have committed similar acts and empowered female victims to speak out, which might have stopped a lot of these predators from doing these acts.
So do you want to give like a little bit of, was that the background?
Yeah.
Perfect. We have an episode on it with all of the facts and all of the details.
Yeah, we dove into it. It was a while ago, though.
It was a hot minute ago. So I have a little bit of timeline of what's happened since our last recording. And so I'll go through those dates and then you kind of can pick it up from there. So on March 20th of 2018, so 2 months ago, his former company files for bankruptcy. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So that's an interesting thing.
Well, it was a major movie producing company.
Right.
And someone just bought it out, I think, too. Yeah.
Then 8 days later, his ex-assistant says that she was pressured into signing a non-disclosure agreement. So he forced her to sign an NDA that was, quote, morally lacking on every level. So first of all, I think by signing an NDA, you obviously say you're not going to disclose stuff, but you can't, part of signing the NDA is that you can't force a person to sign it.
Right.
Like that goes against the whole thing. So that was an interesting event that happened. On May 1st of this year, Ashley Judd sues Harvey, saying that he damaged her career for rejecting his sexual advances. Then on May 10th, his estranged wife gives her first interview, saying she was, quote, never suspicious about his behavior, and she admits to having been so naive and she was so humiliated and so broken when the scandal unfolded. So
I'm sure he's a master manipulator.
Mm-hmm. So I would love to see that interview. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, yeah.
But this was these dates are from BBC News. So I think that's something that I want to do is go and see the interview. So she's saying that, yeah, just a master manipulator. She didn't know anything was going on. And I can't imagine what his wife and his family is going through.
Terrible.
On May 25th, 2018, 3 days ago, he turned himself in to the New York police and he was charged with rape and several other counts of sexual abuse against 2 women. So I'm curious as to what 2 women it is, because a lot more than that has come forward than just 2 women. Do you know?
I think, I didn't easily see it. I'm sure there's ways you could find out, but I feel like they're trying to give them some privacy.
Mm-hmm.
So, because they are the victims. Yeah, so a little bit more diving into depth. So he was arrested in New York recently and charged with rape and sex abuse from those two women. He turned himself in. And here's like an update on his own claims again about the situation. Mr. Weinstein has denied committing any non-consensual sex acts, and his lawyer said he would plead not guilty. He was released on $1 million bail bond in order to wear an electronic tag, and this was in a statement then from the New York Police Department said Mr. Weinstein was arrested, processed, and charged with rape, criminal sex acts, sex abuse, and sexual misconduct for incidents involving two separate women. So that was a quote from a BBC article. According to ABC, he paid $1 million in cash. So basically, I think he just used this position that he was in of money and power to lure and manipulate these women. So, yeah.
$1 million cash. Can you imagine?
That's a lot of money.
Dude, Molly's Game. Have you seen that movie?
No.
It's so good. We watched it last night.
What does it have to... Why did it spur this...
$1 million cash.
Oh, $1 million cash.
So, it's based off a true story. Molly's Game is based off a true story. And, well, I guess it kind of has to do with this. So, she would organize these huge poker games. And it was legal because she would only get tips. So she would be like, come to the Plaza Hotel, come to these super nice restaurant or hotels. I rented out the space. Like the buy-in was like $500,000, like a crazy buy-in. And then they would just tip her. And so it was totally legal. Everything she was doing was legal until she did one thing wrong. But like these super huge famous stars, Ben Affleck, Tobey Maguire, A-Rod, like actors and baseball players would come and just play poker and lose millions of dollars in like one night.
Is this based on a real story?
Yes. Tobey Maguire was like he was kind of an asshole to her at the end, but he was kind of the one that started it with her because he's a huge poker player. And so $1 million made me think of it, but you got to see it.
It sounds really good.
So it's a true story.
Yeah.
So she ended up, the law came after her because the Russian mob got involved a little bit.
Oh, geez Louise.
So that's how it became illegal.
No big deal.
But then she ended up, but the Russian mob didn't do anything like mobby while they were playing poker. They would just tip her like the other players would. But it's a true story. You got to see it. She has a book too. She wrote a book. And it's all like deep psychological why she did this. It was all because her father was like really controlling of her growing up. She was like a really, really good professional skier. And he was super controlling of her. And so she wanted to have all the power. And so she got all these power with like over these men who would just like beg to be in her poker games. And she was just like sit in the back, like doing the books, like getting tips.
Whoa, good for her.
It's such a good movie. You gotta see it.
That's awesome. Well, so what could be next for Harvey Weinstein?
Sorry, I totally went off topic.
That's okay. We have to
dude, I just totally went off topic.
So what's next for Harvey Weinstein? Could he face further charges? So yes, an investigation is still ongoing, new evidence and new possible charges. This is a quote from a BBC article. So that is not yet clear. A grand jury is deliberating whether there is enough evidence to indict Mr. Weinstein, which would begin the process of him standing trial. In order to come to this conclusion, the jury can issue subpoenas to compel people to testify or hand over documentation relating to the case. The jury can also question witnesses who are not allowed to have lawyers in attendance. The grand jury must indict Mr. Weinstein within 6 months, but it could be more than a year even before the trial begins.
More than a year? Mm-hmm. Why is it so slow? It's always so slow.
I don't know.
I also found this that I thought was kind of crazy. This is from page 6. Harvey Weinstein wants to make a documentary on himself.
Like recently?
Yes. This just came out yesterday.
Wait. So when did he want to make it? Before all these allegations came out or after?
Before turning himself into police on criminal charges on Friday, sources say that Harvey had been hatching a plan to make a documentary on himself that would tell his side of the story.
Oh, honey, no.
Yeah, so that is insane.
What a dum-dum.
I know. He wants to just make money off it. He wants to make money off of what a terrible human he is and tell his side of the story.
It's also like classic narcissism.
He's probably the biggest narcissist.
Right? To like be accused of all this stuff, like you should be going to like reclusive behavior.
And then now he's like, I want to tell my side of the story and I'm going to make a documentary about it.
And make money, probably.
So that was before he turned himself in.
Dang. Well, we'll keep you updated. I mean, the trial will take a long time, but as we hear updates, we'll keep you updated.
I think we should do one episode on updates on Harvey, updates on Bill Cosby, and updates on
R. Kelly. Yeah,
we should have one.
About R. Kelly. Yeah.
We should have one whole episode.
Crazy. So what's good happening this week? Anything? I'm looking forward to the sun.
Yeah.
I know I say that a lot, but it's like, okay, so I kind of realized how much you do miss it.
You miss it a lot.
And then like now I'm like, wow, everything's so radiant with sunshine.
And the good thing about this is that like in Texas right now, it's like 100 degrees.
It's like 65.
At least this is like beautiful.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
gorgeous. It's really nice. And I've noticed that like 65 to me seems like a warm day.
Yeah.
And that used to be kind of cold.
Yeah. It used to be like, it's winter today.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm like 65. I cannot wear a jacket. Yeah, it's bad.
And it changes so quickly. Like I cannot handle Texas anymore.
I'm afraid to go back.
I'm really curious what it's going to be like. I fly out 2 days.
Let me know if
I'm
you
really
just
curious.
straight up die.
I'm just going to be
Just dead.
sweating balls.
That's awesome. Okay, guys. Well, we love you. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.